So previously we discussed how we can program .NET games in Visual Studio using GitHub Copilot. So we demonstrated like using the Copilot extension, and it gave us like some final control over how we are when we are programming, and it gave like helpful suggestions which sped up the process. Now we will be coding the same games, but this time using ChatGPT. So if you don't know what ChatGPT is, so ChatGPT is basically a conversational tool developed by OpenAI, and it's based on the language model which they use, and it can answer like various questions based on the prompts you ask it. So if I go to this ChatGPT after you sign in, you can ask it any of the questions and it can reply based on like what it knows. So since we want to code games for .NET, let's ask this to write a program for that. So I'll just write Hangman in C#. And now let's see what reply does it give us. So not only it gives us the program, it also gives us the explanation of the code. So we have, let me just read it out. So this program chooses a random word from an array of words and then allows the user to guess the letters until they either guess the word correctly or run out of guesses. The user has 6 guesses in total and can only guess each letter once. So it's very similar to the one which we coded. So let me just copy this code and try running it in our IDE. Now, because it has a main method, that means it's not using top level statements. So I'll check that. Yeah. So now let me just replace this with the code which we copied. So there doesn't seem to be any error. So let's just go through the code. So we have the list of words. Then this selects a random word and like it's, and then it generates a hidden word by using this hyphen. So whatever the length of that word is, we get that number of hyphens. And then we have 6 guesses which we start with. And then as long as it is 0, it is more than 0 and the hidden words contains this hyphen, we run this loop where we ask the user to guess a letter. So once they enter, we check if that word contains that guess or not. And if it does contain, then we replace that with word wherever it is present. And then if not, then it is incorrect and we reduce the number of guesses. And yeah, and lastly, we just check if they were able to guess the word correctly or not. So that's the logic. Let's just see if it works properly or not. So I'll just save it and run. So this has like 5 dashes. So let's try A. Correct. So A is the third letter. Now let's try B. B is incorrect. Okay, so let's try G. G is incorrect. Let's try P. P is correct. Now let's try E. E is correct. So PEA. Let's try R. R is incorrect. P. Let's try C. C is correct. H. So I guess the word peach, and that is correct. So this seems to be working fine. Now let's try with another word, and like we'll try to guess incorrectly. So this also has 5 letters. Let's try C. Incorrect. H incorrect. E incorrect. R incorrect. So I have 3 guesses remaining. 2 guesses remaining. And I just want to lose so that I can see the response, what happens when you lose. Okay. So we weren't able to guess the word, and the correct answer was lemon. Okay. So I think this Hangman code generated by ChatGPT works fine.